What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Just Saying podcast. I'm your host, Justin Martindale, and what a fun week we have for you guys in store. First of all, John, good to have you back. I am very excited because summer is here. It's hot and slutty. By that, I mean everyone's naked. Have you noticed that? Shirts are off. Everyone's in tank tops, just roller skating and on scooters, and everyone's just kind of, like, it's hot. It's not hot. I mean, it's like 83 degrees, but there's still people who are like, it's too hot. I'm like, my God, can we just enjoy something for a second? But I'm very excited that summer is here. I had a wonderful weekend in San Diego this past weekend. We were at Humphreys Half Moon Inn in San Diego. It was a lovely, lovely venue. Thank you for everyone who came out and supported live comedy. It was kind of like an outdoor concert series. So it was like 1,300 something people. You know what I don't miss though? Performing at daytime. I had to go first, and the show started at 7:30, and the sun was still out. And I forgot how awkward it is to be on stage and look out into the audience and see everybody just staring at you. So that was a little weird. And plus the ocean's right next to the venue. So people were like coming up in kayaks and on paddle boards. So I would like see in my peripheral vision just someone being like, what's happening over here? And I'm like, you didn't pay for the ticket. Get out of here. But yes, very, very fun weekend. I went bike riding on the beach. Had some amazing food, hung out with some friends. I mean, it's day 938 of Pride. June is almost over, and I will make it. I'm going to make it through Pride Month. However, I'm a little hurt because New York Pride was over the weekend. And guess who showed up? Kylie Minogue. Padam. I mean, Kylie Minogue showed up at the, wait for it, Horse Meat Disco. I mean, I don't even know what that is. I think it's just a big gay bar, but horse meat and disco is something that I did not ever think that I would put together, but sure, it makes sense. It sounds just like some sort of like, what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? New York? Gangs of New York? It's like a gay Gangs of New York spinoff, Horse Meat Disco. So Kylie Minogue shows up. Everyone's gagged. She sings Padam Padam. Paris Hilton threw a concert in Central Park. By concert, I think she DJ'd, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, it just looked like it was a lot of fun. I definitely had FOMO because I was like, because I would explode. Padam Padam is the song of the summer. I'm sticking with my guns. And yeah, so let's get into some topics for the week. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. We have so many. We're going to keep it with Pride. I'm doing a show here tonight at the Comedy Store for their Pride night. Better late than never. It's like June 27th. They're like, let's do a show. But yeah, so that's going to be really fun. We're just keeping the Pride Month going. And Andy Cohen is in the news. Yes, Bravo's own Andy Cohen is in the news because apparently he had too much fun at Pride. And the audacity, I say. Andy Cohen is getting into some hot water after he was secretly filmed playing with a man's nipple at New York City Pride. And that's it? So people came in droves defending Andy Cohen after he was secretly filmed playing with a man's nipple during a Pride event. The Bravo guy was, well, it says bigwig, but I don't want to say bigwig. The Bravo guy, yeah. He's like the face of Bravo, was recorded rubbing the chest of a shirtless man seated on his lap. Oh, daddy. All while talking to another gentleman in a gay club. The invasive footage immediately went viral, prompting many social media users to come forward and stick up for Cohen. People are really shaming Andy Cohen for having a hot guy sit on his lap during Pride. You know what? Good for you. Y'all need to get laid and get off Reddit for 5 minutes. Oh, there's nothing worse than Reddit, right? Do you know Reddit, right, John?
Yeah, it's a cesspool of garbage.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
I get these like weird notifications every now and then. I'm like, just bored people with nothing to do, just trash talking people that don't even know they exist. It's so lame. So, another user joked about hating to defend Andy Cohen, who's 55, but felt it necessary because secretly recording people is corny as F. I agree. So it's a gay man being gay. Why is this newsworthy? Please touch grass. See, that would be me. I love that phrase, by the way. Please touch grass.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Just like be grounded with the earth.
I feel like a 90-year-old. Lately, I've been telling people to take a hike.
Take a hike, kick rocks, touch grass, touch nipples, as long as it is consensual. But, I mean, come on. If you're going to touch a guy's nipple, do it at Pride. And also, like, who wouldn't want that? What if, as long as it's like he wanted it. But I am on Team Andy for this one. I think he's having a good time. He's a single dad. He just wants his nips touched. Is that too much to ask? Leave him alone. And it also gives new meaning to watch what happens live when you touch a man's nipple. Well, let's get into the biggest story of the week. We mentioned it last week because it was all over the news, but I predicted that the Titanic Submarine thing imploded, and I called it. I had Melissa Villasenor here. I was like, this is what happened. My brother and I talked. My brother's a professional diver. He was like, this is what happened. Hour 45 in, and they announced that, yes, it happened. It's very tragic. However, everyone's talking about it because there's so many little new developments that are happening. There was the father and son who were on it, and the mom was like, my son didn't want to go on the ship, but then we found out that he did. So it's just like, what? There's the CEO who was just like, oh, there's a lot of loopholes you got to bounce around, but who cares about loopholes? And you're like, well...
is one of the loopholes that you need an actual steering mechanism?
Yeah, maybe not a PlayStation controller.
Did you see all the people are going on? It was a Logitech, like it wasn't even a name brand. It wasn't like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller. It was Logitech. So people are going to the Logitech controller on Amazon and leaving comments. Have you seen the comments?
Oh, I haven't seen the comments, but I did see the TikTok filter that said, what controller steers your submarine? And it was like the little flashing, and it was just a whole bunch of different controllers. And I was like, wow.
Would you like me to read one of the 1-star reviews?
Sure.
So this is for the controller. Got one of these for my submarine expeditions to the bottom of the ocean and the depths of hell. It worked great for Sonic the Hedgehog, so I'm surprised it didn't work out. Please call the Coast Guard. Thanks.
I mean, it's pretty insane. I saw a video where they had one of those, I don't even know what they're called. They look like, they put them on trains. They're like those really long tubes. They look like propane tanks.
Oh, yeah.
And they hit it with one, I guess it's like one level. I don't know exactly what the measurement is of just like an atmospheric pressure for it to implode. And it was hit with one, and this giant tanker just goes, boop, And then they were at 375.
So you think that happened a little faster?
Yeah, because I talked to my brother, and my brother told me something. And I can get really dark right now.
Let's get dark.
Okay. I asked him, I was like, so what kind of, he dives depths. He goes like hundreds of feet, scuba diving, right? And he said that it was like 0.3 milliseconds. So I think that's what they kind of said, how fast it was. So they didn't even know it happened. But then he said that it happened so fast and it's so hot just because it's kind of like a proton detonation going off where it's so hot inside and so cold outside that when it explodes, okay, we're gonna get a little graphic. Everyone fused together like The Thing, the movie The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. They all just went with the machine equipment and everything, and then like full on fish food.
I guess, so is it because of the depth that they hit?
Yeah.
I guess my question is, one, haven't they done this before?
Mm-hmm.
It's a company that's done it before, so what happened that made this different? They've gone that low before, unless they disconnected from something and they sunk further than they had ever gone before.
I mean, I'm sure we'll find out more information.
I don't think we will, because
probably.
we're going to find out nothing.
I tried.
They're not finding a black box. It's not an airplane.
I honestly, I just think it just was maybe like a what's it called? Where they an evaluation error. I think there might have just been like a ding or
like a loose screw.
Something like that, because I agree, because I was like, haven't they done these before? But then I think, I don't know, were they used to having that many people on? Was there a mechanical error function? I don't know, but it is, it's very tragic and awful, and a lot of people are very sensitive about it, but a lot of people are making fun of it.
Not in this building.
I mean,
Friday night. Was that Friday night where almost
everyone was talking about it? I mean, you have to.
Every comic made a joke about it.
I mean, it's so current. What a great kickoff to summer. Because you got submarines, you got shark attacks, you've got whales, Duncan yachts. Why not? And I feel like Titanic is having the biggest resurrection ever. It's like Celine Dion's charting again with My Heart Will Go On. It's like number 12 on Spotify right now. Everyone's listening to the soundtrack. Everyone's watching the movie again.
Netflix is bringing it back. How disgusting.
It's pop culture. It's supposed to be gross. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's definitely having a moment where everyone is talking about it. It's kind of like, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive making this comment, but it's kind of like the big summer fail. You know what I mean? Like, we've had lots of summer fails. Like, Michael Jackson passed away in the summer. You always have like these summer...
The Idol came out in the summer.
We'll get into that in a minute. But I think this was just like, it's Underwater Challenger.
Yeah.
And it's billionaires. So it's like, yeah, you're sad that there's like a loss of life. But then at the same time, you're kind of like, oh no. That's so awful. But you know what I mean? I'm not trying to sound like a dick. It's just, it's all over. You cannot not see headlines about it. And this is what I thought was weird. The woman of the CEO of, what's it called? Ocean Gate. What's it called?
Ocean Gate.
What?
Ocean Gate.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ocean, yeah, Gate was related to the Strausses who were actually on the Titanic. So there's all these like weird like correlations with the actual ship itself. So this man, Lou Poulter, actually played the co-owner Isidore Straus in the movie Titanic. So if you don't know who the Strausses are, they were the owners of Macy's, like back when it was, huge in New York City. And in the movie, they're the little old couple like holding onto each other in the bed and the water's rushing in. It's like such a dramatic moment. Well, the actor passed away. Granted, he was 94. He had a wonderful life, I'm sure. But like, passed away then? Like, oh my God. So it's just kind of insane where you're just like, oh my God, you just can't escape the Titanic. It's everywhere.
Well, I want to make a prediction.
Okay.
Right now. There's a plan for a Titanic II to be setting sail, and from what I read, it's built exactly like the original Titanic.
Right.
I hope not. I hope there were some upgrades. It's supposedly going to have the same technology and the same build as the Titanic to try and make that actual path.
Mm-hmm.
It like we're probably a year or so away from it setting sail. We're seeing we know how this is going to end.
But this has been talked about forever, right?
Yeah, but I think it's actually taking place now. I don't know if it's going. I forgot where it's leaving from.
It's probably the exact location.
I believe it's there or somewhere.
Which was
close.
what? I think that was Scotland. Oh God, am I guessing right?
No, didn't it? Didn't it set sail from? Oh, maybe. Here, so the Majestic Beauty.
What a dinker! Look at it. The Ship of Dreams.
The current project of 20 is under
Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Okay, these look like they don't look.
They didn't have it pools. Is that what it's going to look like?
I believe so.
They had like that weird indoor pool that was like covered in wood.
They are doing the first, second, and third class tickets.
They're doing that? Could you imagine? You're like, we have to ride the Ship of Dreams version 2. And they're like, well, you're not a billionaire, so back to the steerage you go.
Jesus.
But
Christ.
also, I don't know are there icebergs still?
That's a good point. They're probably a lot smaller. They probably can't take down a ship as easily.
But my God, just leave it alone. Someone was even saying they need to treat this like it's a graveyard. I think the ancestors of the actual victims of the ship sinking were like, hey, can we not? Like, this was like a huge tragic event, and everyone's like, let's go down and see it.
But don't they do that in LA and New York? They have like graveyard parties.
Well, no, we have movies. We have movie screenings in graveyards.
Not in
because
Brooklyn.
That's what they're for in LA.
In Brooklyn, they have Greenwood Cemetery where they have actual raves. They have like DJs and laser light shows and all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Kylie Minogue shows up and she's
does.
like, what's up, you dead bitches? And we're like, put 'em. Yeah. I don't know. That's a very interesting subject because now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, we go watch movies on like Valentino's mausoleum and like the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I'm like, does he want that? But I'm interested to see what happens more with the story. I don't know if there's anything more to develop, but it is pretty interesting how all this like Titanic stuff is just kind of unfolding more and more and more. People are watching the movie more. The songs are killing it. I'm sure the soundtrack's probably on iTunes again, but yeah, what a week. But let's get into some shows, shall we? There's a lot of summer shows happening. And I mentioned last week that BB Rexa was hit in the face by a phone. That guy was arrested and they asked him, why did you throw your phone at BB Rexa? And he said, well, because I thought it would be funny. And it's not stopping there. Ava Max, who I call her Lady Gaga Zero, because she's kind of like Lady Gaga when she first started out. I like her. I'm not trying to sound shady. I like Ava Max, but she was on stage and some dude ran up and slapped her in the face and scratched her cornea. And then this story came out that Pink, who is on tour, was stunned by a fan throwing, wait for it, their mother's ashes onto the stage during her live performance. Now, we actually have video of the moment that it happened, but when the ashes were thrown on the stage, she was on the British Summertime Festival in London, and this random bag was thrown on stage, and Pink stopped and she said, is this your mom? And she picked up a plastic bag holding the cremated remains in a witness's video posted on Monday. With a shocked expression on her face, Pink then admitted, I don't know how I feel about this, before staggering to her feet and placing the ashes on the stage. The pop star could also be seen shaking her hands as if trying to clean them behind a speaker before continuing to sing her song, Just Like a Pill, while still looking astounded. I don't know what the intention was of this. Was she, I don't understand the thought process of like, here's mom would want this. She was a huge Pink fan. She loves aerialist performance. So I'm just gonna chuck the bag of mom on the stage. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know why we would do that. Like, was Pink supposed to open and be like, yes?
Well, the answer is right here.
Oh, here we go. We have a Twitter user who claims to know the reason behind the ashes. She says, so my friends were stood near this lady, and the backstory is her mom couldn't get out much as she was so ill when alive, so this lady takes her ashes places. Okay, well, then don't throw them on the stage. You just, like, chucked your mom. You just threw her on a stage. Just hold her. Like, have that moment. Just be that weird woman with a Ziploc bag with your mom's ashes and be like, oh, she would have wanted this. You know, you don't have to be like, Mom, do it. Like, you need to do a reverse stage dive with your mom's ashes. And also, like, if I was Pink, I would have been like, okay, immediately I would have been like, that's anthrax. That's fentanyl, cocaine. I don't know how Pink was just like, oh yeah, this looks like human remains. Perfect. But yeah, what a weird time to be an artist. Oh, and there was a fight that broke out at our show. Some dude like hit a woman at our show. And she like DM'd me and was just like, yeah, I got punched in the face after your show. And I'm like, good God. People just need to behave. If you can't behave, don't go to the venue. You can't.
I mean, every week we talk about this.
Yeah, I know.
After the pandemic, people don't know how to act in public. It's out of control.
This guy who was at our show was like blocking some bathroom door, and this woman was trying to go in the bathroom, and he pushed her, and then she tried to get back in. Some guy, there was an altercation, and somehow or the other, she got punched in the face, and then he like ran off. They found out he was staying at the hotel. I don't know what's happened, but guys, get it together.
Or don't leave the house. Go back into quarantine. Enough.
It's insane. I didn't see it. Ugh. But that's so scary, and I'm glad she's okay. The world is terrifying, and you know who's trying to fix it? Kelly Clarkson. Because why? She's Kelly Clarkson. And we love Kelly Clarkson here at the Just Saying podcast. However, hear me out. Kelly Clarkson, who I think is moving to New York City. I think she confirmed that she's actually moving to New York City. She's had a rough couple of years. She's going through this like insane divorce. She just released a new album, which is fantastic. But now she has been walking around in New York City doing these random flash mobs weeks before she begins her Vegas residency. And she's going around to these different like monuments in New York City. I think she was at like Grand Central Station. She went to like she went to the how do you say it? Bethesda Terrace in Central Park. And she just starts singing, and people are losing it. She was at I think she was at like a coffee shop the other day. So Kelly Clarkson, San Diego, where are you? Because she's just popping up and has all these people who are dressed like normal people like start joining in. And it sounds amazing. However, there is nothing that scares me more than a flash mob. Actually being stuck in one. Like, say you're just out in public and someone's just like, and you're like, okay, they're singing, but then somebody else chimes in, then somebody else, and then somebody else, and then it's and then you can't leave because you're like, oh my God, I'm just like in a coffee bean and I can't run out. It scares me. But if it was Kelly Clarkson, I'd be like, oh my God, that'd be amazing.
No, not New York. As a New Yorker,
like they happen all the time there.
That's some LA shit. When you're riding the train and you're just getting from point A to point B and you walk into a musical, you are furious. That's LA shit. You do it on the sidewalk, streets, block traffic.
People don't do that here.
They should. This is where LA can appreciate. This is where people would appreciate it more. In New York, you're just in people's way at all times. Like we walk everywhere.
But New York has Broadway, so I feel like people would be like, the city.
Yeah, keep it in the building.
There's nothing like it. New York. We love it here.
No.
You guys just don't get it. It's New York. No. I feel like this stuff happens in like subways, You always see some like celebrity who's like dressed up like the witch from Into the Woods, like playing a guitar, and then they like reveal themselves, and it's like Ed Sheeran or something, and you're like, oh my god, like I don't know. I think that would be weird, but I would love to see Kelly. I want to see her in Vegas. I just want to meet her. Can we make that happen, Kelly? You want to come do a podcast? Let's talk Texas, girl. Well, I said I was going to talk about The Idol on HBO Max. I'm sorry. Max. And what did you think, John? You're all caught up, right?
Yeah, it's one of the worst things I've ever sat through. It should be used for interrogations with terror suspects.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
I watched. Here was my idea. Add a laugh track. I would watch it with a laugh track.
That's funny.
The way where The Weeknd is tasering the guy.
My God.
He's just tasering him with a neck collar. But if you added a laugh track under that.
I don't understand what this show is about.
I get what they're trying to do, but they're doing it at such a high level. So they're trying to show the insanity of managers, agents. They're trying to show the insanity of an artist's team and how they are trash people. And this is coming from Sam Levinson, who I personally think is a trash person.
Yes.
So in the first episode, he kind of takes a dig at safety officers that are on set, and they lock them in the bathroom, and they make it seem like it's ridiculous to have safety officers because...
Oh, the COVID lady?
No, the guy who came in during the photo shoot and was like, well, if she's going to show her breast, it's going to take 2 days.
Oh, yes.
That was because he had to deal with a safety officer on Euphoria, and he was taking a dig at the stupidity of it. Not stupid, but he was taking a dig because he just wants people to be able to pull out their tits whenever they want.
Why not?
Yeah. So the show is basically showing, well, her music is getting better even though she's being thoroughly abused by The Weeknd, and it kind of shows you how the team is not really protecting her. The only person that's really protecting her is her best friend manager who's in the room with them, the girl, I forgot.
Leia? Yeah.
She's the one that's always saying this is a bad idea or don't do that. But it's showing how, like, normally they don't want this girl abused, but her music's getting better. So
Is it though?
No, I mean, from my perspective, it's all bad.
It's just this last episode. I mean,
is this where he was fingering her while she was singing?
I didn't want to say it, but yes, that's the part. Like, I was like, so what? We're all just looking at this woman getting sexually assaulted, and like The Weeknd's like behind her, like pleasuring her, and she's like, yeah, and everyone's like, this is really good. You know what? I think this is going to be a hit. No one's saying anything. It's just it blows my mind, and I don't know where are we going? There's one episode left. They've only had like 5 episodes of the show, or maybe 4, and they're like, with 1 episode left. I'm like, just end it already. I don't care about any of these people. There's no climax to this show. They haven't, well, besides, Jocelyn. I'm a dirty little pop star. Ooh. I'm like, get out of here.
The absurdity of that scene is he just wanted her to say yes in a different way. Like, you couldn't
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't just have her do multiple takes. Like, what? There was a whole room of people. And the producer, the guy who they brought in as the producer, Mike Dean or whatever his name is, he was just sitting there watching too. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, is that the guy who walked out of the car smoking a bong and a joint?
That's Mike Dean, who's a real producer. He actually made the actual score for the show.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Yeah, it is off the fucking walls bonkers.
It's so insane. And then they got the girl, Diane, who is actually in the girl group, K-pop group, Blackpink. She's like, well, they want me to do the song World Class Sinner. I'm just a freak, yeah. That's all I know. To do the song, and it's going to be like her first single or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know what to believe. It's like, She was beaten with a brush in front of everyone. This poor girl's just getting like finger blasted in her own kitchen, which there's a trend in that too coming up. But
I would, the show I would watch, the best character on the whole show, Hank Azaria as
yeah, I
Hyam.
want to see the rest of his clients.
I want to see The Weeknd kidnap this Jocelyn, and now we have Taken, the TV show. Hank Azaria as the crazy Israeli has to go hunt him down and kill him and take back Jocelyn. That's what I want to see.
It's so bizarre, and I also love Destiny. I think she's awesome. She's the only one that I'm like she was the one who's like, I think we killed this motherfucker. I was like, yes, please, Destiny, we're waiting.
But she's also the one who was just like supporting it. Like,
yes.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, why is there no line drawn?
They're
none.
Just
kind of like, all right, let's see what happens. It's so weird.
And
I
every
don't
time,
know. Huh?
Every time Leah says something,
he's like, fuck off, Leah.
Fuck off,
like,
Leah.
Jesus.
And then he calls one of the guys to just go fuck her in another room.
And then, the whole Troye Sivan thing, and then the like, I loved that he was like yelling at her, and he was like, I hate this girl, and she's the worst. And then he's like, I'm lying. I'm like, oh my God, just who cares? I don't care about any of these people. I don't. There's nothing. I have no remorse. Everyone's trash. The only one that I like is the weird, like, Manson girl who plays the piano who might be on the spectrum. But she was like, I used to do heroin. She's like, what's her name from Harry Potter? Luna Lovegood. You know what I'm talking about? The weird girl who just stares at things and she's like, sometimes spiders can be our friends. And you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, right. She's right. They can. It's just, sure. Write it down, Luna Lovegood. But yeah, so I found this story. This was all pretty fun. So The Weeknd is now having a fight. The Weeknd's trying to like save his reputation, I think, because this character makes him look so bad, but also his acting is terrible. Also, like, why did we have to say faggot 3 times in the episode? I was like, you guys, it's Pride Month. Jesus. You say padam padam. He was like, yeah, you look like a little. I'm like, oh my God. So he is now feuding with Oreo cookies after they dunked, get it, on his new HBO show, The Idol. So even Oreo cookies is pissed off at The Weeknd in The Idol. So I just had to like read this. So he created this drama series. First of all, the show was started. It was written about like female empowerment. And then The Weeknd was just kind of like, you know what? Let's make it like gross and dirty as possible. So he is now in a feud with Oreo cookies. Oreo cookies out of nowhere tweeted at The Weeknd because they announced, we don't know yet if it's canceled for season 2 or if it's just not returning. They're like, oh, it was a limited series the entire time. Oh, it was supposed to have 6 episodes. JK, it's just 5 now. So it's just a mess. This is a mess of a show. Some people love it. Some people hate it. And that's why we're talking about it. So there was an article that was like, unfortunately, The Idol will not be picked up for season 2, or The Weeknd will not be in season 2. And Oreo Cookie out of nowhere, said, finally, some good news. Like, Oreo Cookie's having a slow day when they're like, you know what? Let's tweet about this whole HBO show. But then The Weeknd responds and says, oh, fuck, they've been talking shit. So, yeah. I love brand sponsorship. As someone who was tweeted at by IHOP this Pride season, thank you. Thank you all so much. My Pride picture, IHOP, the IHOP logo on Sunset, or actually Hollywood, the IHOP in Hollywood was like, Happy Pride, Justin. I was like, I've made it. International House of Pride. So now The Weeknd says, nah, I can't beef with you at Oreo. Too many beautiful memories. I'm dunking you in some champagne tonight. Is The Weeknd a douche?
I mean, that's what I've heard.
I like The Weeknd. I love his music. Take my breath. I love that. But no, you can't. No one dunks Oreos and champagne.
I guarantee you Diddy does. But also a douche.
You know what? They have all those like new flavors of Oreos though now. They have a cotton candy Oreo cookie this summer.
That's disgusting.
I kind of wanted to try it. I'm not gonna lie, and I bet it tastes really good in champagne. Am I trash?
Justin, I don't even know what to say to this. This is disgusting.
Oh, this whole show is just a bomb. But you guys reached out to me and were like, oh my God. And just like that, I was saying, a good old kitchen finger. And just like that is back with all your characters. You just are having to, engage with again. Like the first episode, I was just kind of like, okay, they came out to hold me closer. And it was just like, oh, come on. And let me tell you about my Inception moment. So we start, and just like that, season 2, we pick up right where we left off. And I can't even remember where that was. We've got just the script, I think, is just terrible. The writing is just not up to par. They end up going to the Met Gala, and Charlotte looks like if Fruit Stripe gum and Britney Spears Circus had a baby. It didn't even match the theme. And what do I say? Match the theme. If there's a theme, do the theme. Carrie wore her wedding dress from the Sex and the City movie. And Che Diaz is back. And you see Che Diaz in the opening scene, and she is just topless in a pool. I'm sorry, They are just shirtless in a pool. And Miranda comes out, and I'm just kind of over Miranda. Like, I liked Miranda. I thought Miranda was like the coolest one. She was like a Spitfire, and she was like redhead, and she was a lawyer, and she was just kind of like, just did everything. And now she's just this like frump in like anthropology, women's dresses. It just doesn't, she's just like, it doesn't have like a backbone. It's just, I'm just a little disappointed in Miranda. So then we get to episode, I think it's 2. And I'm getting ready to come to the Comedy Store because I have a set here in the main room. And I'm getting ready, I'm putting my shirt on, and all of a sudden I look at the screen, and there is Che Diaz. And I'm like, what? And I start like, it was the weirdest, surrealist moment because I'm like, that's where I'm going. And in the show, Miranda's like, hey, do you want to like do this? And Che says, nah, babe, I can't. I've got a 9:00 spot at the Comedy Store. And I'm like, oh no. Like, is she going up? She's going up after a door person? Like after that 8:55? I was like, damn, even in Just Like That, they're giving her the female spot. But yeah, and I'm watching the set, and it looked cool. It was nice to see the store on HBO, but like the set itself made no sense. It was like, yeah, LA's tough. I've got to drive an Uber from the kitchen to the bedroom, and it's expensive. All right, guys, thanks so much. That's my time. That was it. That was all they did. And I was so freaked out. And I came up here, did the store, and I want to say like Francisco and some other comics were like, did you see it Just Like That? I'm like, yes, I was getting ready and I'm watching Che Diaz on the screen, and it was a trip. It was a trip. But congratulations, Che. You're part of the family now, I guess. You know who's not doing the Pride show tonight? Che Diaz. I see you, bitch. I see you. I'm excited for this. Barbie, the movie, is coming out. Everyone's kind of getting Barbie fever. Are you going to see Barbie, John?
I actually really want to see it.
I think it's going to be fun.
The latest trailer looks good. That and Five Nights at Freddy's. The new trailer was just released.
Oh, the Five Nights at Freddy. Who's in that? The kid from Hunger Games,
The
right?
kid from Hunger Games and Stu Macher from Scream.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that the "Hi kids, nice to eat ya"? That was like on TikTok like a couple years ago. Is that like the weird like Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah,
animated?
the animatronics.
Yeah,
It looks like a solid horror movie. But Barbie, I'm definitely gonna check out.
Barbie, I think is going to be really fun.
In
I
4D.
think the soundtrack is going to be great. Everyone's got Barbie fever. There's like candle companies that are releasing like Barbie candles. Everything's Barbie. We're gonna, and I think it's. I really hope. I think it's going to be really fun. However, this popped up in Malibu, and I don't know when it was done, if it was covered or it's just like appeared, because that's what happens in Hollywood. Something will just be like, and you're like, oh, okay. This Malibu Barbie Dream House is an official Airbnb available to rent, and it looks incredible. All right, so on July 17th at 10 a.m., everyone in Barbie Land can request to book Ken's room in Barbie's Dream House at airbnb.com/Ken Dreamhouse for 2 individual one-night stays for up to 2 guests. Selected winners will stay at the Pink Mansion in Malibu on July 21st and July 22nd, free of charge, to indulge in all the Kenergy that revamped beach home has to offer. We all have dreams, and Barbie's lucky enough to have a house full of them. But now it's my turn, and I can't wait to host guests inside this one-of-a-kind, dare I say, one-of-a-Ken digs. Okay. The newly renovated Malibu Dream House sports Barbie's signature pink polish, this time with a revamped Kenergy. Upon their stay, guests will indulge in the opportunity to look through Ken's wardrobe, learn line dancing on the outdoor disco floor, engage in a beach off by the infinity pool, and take home an exclusive piece of the Kendom with a set of yellow and pink Impala skates and surfboards. Ken's hosting commemorates the July 21st release of Greta Gerwig's Barbie, written by Greta Gerwig herself and Noah Baumbach. The film will star Margot Robbie, America Ferrera, Kate McKinnon, Issa Rae, Rhea Perlman, and Will Ferrell. To celebrate the release, Airbnb will make a one-time donation to Save the Children, an organization providing learning resources and support to children, families, and communities in support of girls' confidence. That's great. If you're in search of the perfect Barbiecore destination on Airbnb, check out this spot in Indio, California. That spot's, okay, this is just another Barbiecore place. Okay. So is this it?
Yeah.
Holy God.
Very pink.
Oh, look. He scratched out Barbie and put Ken.
Yeah, it looks like he took over the
Is there
Barbie
trouble
mansion.
in paradise? What if they're like going through a divorce?
This is a very adult Barbie movie.
It's like, I kicked this bitch to the curb. Stay in my house. I have to pay my bills.
He finds her on OnlyFans and requests they get divorced.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, only feet. Barbie's feet with just the high arches. I mean, it looks really cool. Was that it? Was that all the pictures?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you got a bar, the closet. So it's like you're staying, it's an Airbnb Instagram pop-up. Airbnb Instagram pop-up.
Yeah, I was trying to look if this is actually where they shot the movie, and it doesn't look like
No. But I mean, like the whole house is been shellacked pink.
Yeah, it doesn't look cheap.
No.
That's why I immediately thought this is where they shot the movie, because who would do this just for a fun 2-day Airbnb thing?
They're promoting the shit out of this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that that's a good sign, because usually when they do that, it's kind of a stinker. And I really want this movie to do well.
Well, Greta's amazing, so I imagine it's at least well written, and it's going to come down to really just a story.
Yes, we also have another movie update. This actually just happened moments before we started recording this podcast. The James Gunn film Superman Legacy finally found its lead actors. We have a new Superman named David Corenswet. Okay. And Lois Lane is going to be played by Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So I guess this is just another Superman movie.
Yeah, he's rebooting it to separate from the ones that came before him with Zack Snyder. He picked a guy who looks pretty fairly close to Henry Cavill.
Yeah, this guy, David Corn Sweat, was in the movie Pearl with Mia Goth. He played the guy who worked in the movie theater. If you haven't seen Pearl, it's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, this looks cool. It sounds like, I mean, it looks like a time period piece, just with Mrs. Maisel already. I wouldn't mind a kind of like a reboot, but it's like in the past. Let's see. Do we have any details on what the movie's actually going to entail?
Nope. This was like a big secret that, I mean, now that he finally confirmed it was a lot of just guessing, and there's no word on what the story is going to be just
Well, it
yet.
says right there, it says the story of Superman's journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as Clark Kent of Smallville, Kansas.
That's every Superman.
Right?
Yeah, so that we have no specific details on this movie. I think it's based on a specific storyline called Superman Legacy in the comic books, but yeah, we have no actual details.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss Henry Cavill as Superman.
He was great.
Henry Cavill could get it immediately. I think Henry Cavill is one of the hottest guys in Hollywood. Like, just sexually handsome. I'm really kind of hoping he gets cast as 007. Because apparently the director of 007 was like, his audition was so good. So hopefully because he would just be perfect. He's charming. He's sexy. He's nice. Like, Henry Cavill, whew. I mean, release the nudes. God, please. Just release them.
Well, did you see him in that Mission Impossible movie? He puts out, like, Superman is whatever. It is what it is. He's just a Superman. But he could do a serious fight scene with, like,
Yeah,
Tom Cruise. He's great.
He just the director of The Witcher, I think, the show he's on, which I have not seen, but like I think it's on Netflix, just said that, like, yeah, he did 100% his own stunts. And he's like sword fighting, like blonde elf Ren Fair person.
What a bad fuckery he got. So do you know the story of The Witcher? He's not in the latest season. They replaced him. He had to back out of the new season because he thought they were bringing him back as Superman. And then James Gunn came in and said, because The Rock was originally supposed to sort of be the tent pole of the DC world with Black Adam, and that tanked. So they're like, well, Rock's out. We're bringing in James Gunn and these guys. And then
Hollywood needs to get it together.
it's falling apart.
It's just so basic at this point where I'm just kind of like, what? Oh, well, The Rock. Let's put The Rock in it. He'll fucking do it. You know, let's even Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak is out, and so they're like, you know what we need? More Ryan Seacrest. I'm like, oh my God, is that it?
Is it Ryan Seacrest?
Yes.
I heard it was Mark Long.
No.
Oh.
I mean, as of now, it's I don't know. Maybe they changed it. It was like a JK, but as far as I saw, it was like Ryan Seacrest has been confirmed as the new host of Wheel of Fortune, and I'm like, great. Can't wait to see more of him on television.
Yep, it is Ryan Seacrest. Jesus Christ.
It's like, can we not just like give somebody else an opportunity? Like, is there no one else? Like, come on.
It's the same four people doing everything.
Same 4 people. Let's give it to The Rock. We'll give it to, Ryan Seacrest. He'll do it. Come on. Who are the other two? Jennifer Lopez?
I'm not even sure Ryan Seacrest could spell.
Oh, he can spell.
You think so? Okay.
Ryan Seacrest can spell.
The man behind the Kardashians? Okay.
I mean, think about that. Like, the Kardashians, American Idol, Wheel of Fortune, Kelly and Ryan. Like, he's had so many. Rockin' New Year's Eve. Come on.
Yeah, I'm over him.
I know. And I'm going to miss Pat Sajak, and I hope Vanna White's like, I'll see you all in hell. You want to buy a vowel? E for hell. Yeah, that's what I want. I need Vanna to bounce out of there and see you guys never. And I don't know. I don't want to see Ryan Seacrest on Wheel of Fortune. We'll be right back after the break. Oh, you hit bankrupt, Pam. Sorry. All right, Pam, you got one more guess. What are you going to do? Spin or solve? I'm going to solve, Ryan Seacrest. Embrace the rodent energy. Yep, that's right. That's the next story we have. It's time to embrace rodent energy. That's right. I don't even know what it is, and we're going to talk it out together. Content creator declares 2023 Rat Girl Summer. I thought it was, what was it, like a couple months ago?
Cowgirl Summer?
It was Coastal Cowgirl.
Yeah.
And now, apparently, it's Rodent Energy Rat Girl Summer. With the start of summer, one content creator has an announcement. We're going to have a Rat Girl Summer. What does that mean? I don't know, but let's ask Lola Okola. She declared on TikTok that we're having a Rat Girl Summer, which involves scurrying around the streets, nibbling on our little snacks, and generally finding ourselves in places we have no business being in. In need of some clarification, Okola posted a follow-up video on June 5th with the rules for a Rat Girl Summer. And the rules, number 1, you have to go outside. Okay, that's a start. Some people should do that. You cannot scurry in bed. You cannot scurry on your couch. You need to leave your home. You have 2 days a week allotted for decaying. Do all your scrolling. Do all of your binge watching. Do all of your rotting in bed on those 2 days. The second rule for Rat Girl Summer is to enjoy eating. Among the recommended dishes are pasta and potato salad. Number 2, nibbling on our little snacks. That means that we're eating and enjoying eating. Starving yourself to be skinny for summer is out. Eating nourishing meals so you can make mischief and cause mayhem is in. The third rule is to kill the cringe. In other words, the part of you that feels embarrassed when you want to do certain things. 2023 is about letting your whimsy drive you to do whatever it is you want. The fourth and final rule is to not overthink. You think a rat thinks twice before stealing a slice of pizza and scurrying across the subway platform? We're going with our gut. We're going with our intuition. Rule number 5 is to not be friends with these types of people. If you're calling yourself a rat girl, it's probably best we don't hang out. I don't hang out with rats. I don't know. Does this make sense to you? You're from New York.
This is nonsense. This is why you should have to take a test before you can sign up for TikTok. This is terrible. This is gibberish.
This is going to really influence a lot of male influencers and, probably some female influencers too, to try and catch a rat girl with actual rat traps. They're going to put a fun, I don't know, what do rat girls eat? A slice of pizza, just eat whatever you want. Put it on a rat trap. Got yourself a rat girl.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't like that she started this with rotting in bed. No.
Yeah, I'm okay never hearing this again.
Yeah. I mean, I wish her well. I mean, she tried to start the trend, but I mean, it has received a lot of likes and all that shit on TikTok and whatever, but I don't know. Because when I think of rat girls, what do you think when you hear the term rat girls, John?
I think of the rat tail attached to the Weeknd in The Idol.
Tedros, no, I'm an artist. Okay, fine. Yeah. I think of a girl with BO, disheveled, dirty, sewer-like.
Big ears.
That's a mouse.
Wow.
But you know what? I think that's the thing where everyone's just kind of well, what's wrong with BO? I'll tell you what's wrong with BO. Everything. I don't care if you're a girl or a boy or whatever you are. BO is nasty. Don't embrace your BO. Okay? Take a shower. You're gross. Now, with summer, I got some information this week that, guess what? What's that blood disease?
Which one?
Malaria.
There we go.
Malaria's back after 20 years. Welcome back, malaria. Malaria, the first cases of malaria in 20 years have entered the United States. And with that being said, this article scared the shit out of me because LA has topped Orkin's top 50 mosquito cities list for 2023. Which, by the way, who does that? Who makes a mosquito city? And it's the third year in a row that LA has claimed the top spot. So while you're in New York having your rat girl summer, I'm going to have mosquito boy summer here in LA. The rankings are based on treatment data from the metro areas where Orkin has conducted the most mosquito control services. Rounding out the top 5 mosquito cities: Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Fort Worth. The pest abatement company bases its list on treatment. Mosquitoes are most prevalent in warm temperatures after it has rained, when the biting flyers lay their eggs in shallow pools or water that yield as many as $200. Now, when I moved here, there were no mosquitoes ever. I never had a mosquito bite. I got my first mosquito bite like 5 days ago, right on my ankle, and it's big, and I can feel it now that I started talking about it. And I am highly allergic to mosquitoes. Like, I whelp up. Like, they look like gigantic sores. We didn't have mosquitoes here in Los Angeles. And then I'll tell you, this is an urban legend. And I don't think we've discussed this. Maybe we have. Have we talked about the Chinese tiger mosquitoes?
No.
It is time. So, back in 2020, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people had moved out of Los Angeles, obviously, because COVID and, people were packing up and leaving. The rumor is, in West Hollywood, there was a family that lived up in the hills, and they had a big-ass mansion with a pool, and they packed everything up and left. In Long Beach, which is, a port city, these tankers and stuff were coming in and had a breed of mosquito on it called the Chinese tiger mosquito. I think I'm saying that right. I think it's a Chinese tiger mosquito. And what this mosquito does is it doesn't just bite you and suck blood and fly away. Oh, no. This thing gets you, and it hits you again, and it hits you again, and it just keeps stinging you. And you will have like a cluster of mosquito bites, usually around your ankles. It goes right for the ankles. Oh, it's the worst. So this family left their house, and guess what they left too? They left their pool full. So their pool became stagnant and green and pond scummy and dirty and uncovered. And this mosquito met up with another Chinese tiger mosquito, and they started having babies. And all of a sudden, these mosquitoes were out in the wild looking to suck. And yes, after all these rains that happened this year, we had like, what was that, February to April? When it just kept raining? This is when you know you're a boy from the country. You're like, we're going to get a lot of mosquitoes this year. That's what I said. Most people were like, everything's so green and lush now, and we're out of the drought. I was like, we're going to get a lot of mosquitoes. And here we are. I said it, and here's Orkin saying LA is filled with more mosquitoes. So, great. But speaking of sucking, this trend came out, which is very, very bizarre to me. It is the Chinese stir-fried stone trend. And I did not know this was a trend. And I'm tired of people saying it's a trend when we don't really know what the hell it is. And it makes us look stupid for not knowing what it is. But then we see what it's about and we're like, you know what? No, I'm good. I don't need to do this. So this is a trend. I think it came out on, guess where? TikTok. And it is pretty much a dish where people put rocks in a bowl and season them, and then you just suck off the seasoning. Let's see. Without a doubt, humankind has crafted countless weird food trends, from Jell-O salads to freeze-dried ice cream, Rocky Mountain oysters, which are bull testicles. However, the recent stir-fried pebbles trend takes funny ads to a whole new level. So this is called, I hope I'm going to butcher the shit out of this. This is called suodiu, suodiu, S-U-O-D-I-U. Suodiu. Sudu. And it translates to suck and dispose. And it's a Chinese street food. Chefs toss bite-sized pebbles in a pan of oils and seasonings, essentially stir-frying the rocks. Customers then carefully suck the flavors from the pebbles, all the while taking care not to swallow any. Ooh, so this is a trend that has been around for a while, because it says hundreds of years ago, fishermen would stave off hunger by sucking minerals and fishy flavors from river stones. When prepared with condiments and other edible ingredients like the modern trend entails, the remaining sludge, that sounds like rat girl shit, could also be enjoyed as a soup of sorts. Still a bit weird, sure, but no more so than fried bull testicles. Let's see. Upon seeing this video, people actually got excited because, yes, of course they did. One person compared the dish to licking the seasoning off chips, like how Chrissy Teigen licks the seasoning off Doritos, while others equated it to chewing gum. No, chewing gum, you chew gum. You don't chew rocks. So this sounds like, I'm already going to call it. We're going to have a, John.
We're gonna have a big dental problem in this country. People are going to be chewing on these things.
We're going to have a Suck Rock restaurant.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Suck Rock restaurant in LA. Give it, I'm going to say 5-6 months from now. Hey guys, you want to go suck rocks? Yeah. Because you're not eating, so, you know, people are going to be like, you know what? We're not starving ourselves. We're just sucking rocks, you know? It's going to be a trend. And then you're going to have it like, you're going to have like a bag of rocks at Irwan for $98. You can take home to season them yourself. Can we just not suck rocks? We're better than this. Guys, come on.
You're asking for a lot here.
Is it though?
Yeah. Can we not suck rocks?
Can we not suck rocks? Can we as a society say, you know what? No, we're not sucking rocks. We're not having a rat girl summer. We're not, what else? We're not jumping in the ocean.
I mean, I miss the days of like survival of the fittest with the TikTok challenges. Yeah, climb up the stack of milk crates. Let's go get you out of this situation.
But I want to try it because if something's well seasoned, it's going to be good. But I just don't understand. Like, first of all, we don't need Chrissy Teigen to being like influencing us at all. Like, oh, Chrissy Teigen sucked the seasoning off Doritos.
You know what's great? You should season a steak, pretend it's a rock, but then eat the steak.
Yeah. Season cauliflower.
Yeah.
Season some sort of a vegetable. Do not season minerals that have been underground for thousands of years.
This is our next pandemic right here. We're sucking on rocks. You don't think there's going to be bacteria that gets enough?
No, they have to, I mean, they're not like dirty rocks. But I'm going to, it's going to be a thing. Rocks are going to be like the new kale. And I don't know how I feel about this, but here we are. But here's a lady who loves sucking rocks. She's a hot mom. She wants everyone to know she's a hot mom. Who are you? I'm a hot mom. So this hot mom from South Carolina, she stayed at home. She's going viral for declaring that she's been waiting 5 years, 5 whole years, to walk into my son's school as the hot mom. Kelsey Ray dances to Beyonce's Ego in a black tank top and ripped jeans. Yeah. In a recently resurfaced viral TikTok from August that's captioned, "Ignore the mom pouch. I've been eating good." Uh-oh, rat girl summer. To grow these buns. The 29-year-old influencer has amassed nearly 867,000 TikTok followers for sharing videos of her family, tips on how to make money online, and personal details of her life, like how she spent time in jail after being charged with attempted murder. Jesus.
This took a turn.
This took a dark turn. Her hot mom video is among the most watched on her page, racking up over 263,000 views. So this is hot mom. Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, I know her. I know this girl. Not like personally, but I just know girls like her. Let's see. She promotes body positivity. Real bodies have stretch marks, cellulite, rolls, and bumps. Yes. The post reached out to her for comment. She has other self-proclaimed MILFs coming for her, including a 30-something woman who sports tattoos and a 40-something mom who parties with her daughter. Oh, no. Clearly, Dad's not in the picture.
But were the other two that are coming for her in prison? I doubt it.
Yeah, there's so much to unpack there. She's like, I can't wait to go into my kid's school so I can be the hot mom. Can we just look at her outfit? Like, I don't.
Which one?
The one like that.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She's got like bell bottom flares. She's got like the jeans are all tore up. This isn't. Well, at least the carpet matches the drapes.
Literally. Literally, her carpeting and her drapes look like the same exact material.
Oh, I don't know. Like, she looks good, I'm not gonna lie, but it's also like when you have to say you're hot, it's usually like
I'm terrified for the kid. Because the kid is like, she's gonna be known when he goes to school. And this is his mom. Like, she's posting these videos.
She looks healthy. She looks good.
No, it has nothing to do with how she looks. If my mom is on TikTok
my God. My mom
dancing
was on TikTok and said, "I'm so hot. I can't wait to go into Justin's school." And like,
yeah, I'm mortified. I don't care if she's a 10. That's mortifying.
But also, if you're gonna be hot mom, you can't wear like jeans from Wet Seal from like 1997. You know what I mean? You can't like. And what are you gonna do? Walk into your kid's school like this?
That's very specific, Justin.
What, the Wet Seal reference?
Yeah.
What about Limited 2? Is that better? What about Aeropostale?
That's what this looks like.
Yeah, I mean, this
100%.
This is totally the girl who, like, she's a 90s girl. But I don't know, 90s fashion is back. I mean, it's like, it's giving, like, you know... It looks like it looks like that girl from the 90s.
Somebody just needs to tell her no.
Yes.
No.
I think someone needs to tell her, like, hey, you know what? Suck rocks.
Yeah, no.
You can't. Go touch grass.
Take a hike.
Yep. Do something. All right. Now, we've got a couple more stories, but this one John brought to me because I did see it and I didn't know what I want to talk about. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it, rather, because these guys are tools. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg apparently are getting into a fight.
So basically, Musk had been taunting Zuckerberg on Twitter, and I think Facebook is looking to add a feature that Twitter has that is just going to make it a headache for everybody involved. And so Musk has just been taunting Zuckerberg like he does on Twitter with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended with Elon Musk saying, I'm up for a cage fight if he is. And I think Zuckerberg said Vegas Octagon. So, of course...
Oh, my God.
Of course, Dana White jumps in and wants to make it a UFC product and says you guys would be the headliners, you guys would be the main event, and we'll build an entire show around the two of you morons.
Is every straight guy a douche now?
Every rich guy. I think this is a rich guy problem where...
Good God. Guys, get it together. Oh, yeah, we're going to fucking cage match. Yeah, they're sponsored by Monster Energy drink. Oh yeah, we're gonna get in the octagon. We're gonna duke it out. My dick. Oh, stop it. Oh,
Who do you think would win?
who cares? I think they'd fuse together like they were on the submarine and become like just one big powdery, buttery douche.
There were a lot of memes saying that this is why we hate rich people. They'll just get
Yeah,
into
it's like you have nothing better to do. It's like, let's create like this hype, and then every dude bro will be like, you gonna watch the Zuckerberg Elon Musk fight? And then they're gonna be like, and then it'll be set up, I'm sure, and then one of them will win. I don't know what they'll win. Do they win more money? Do they get more money?
I mean, I imagine it would have to be for money. That's what these people fight for. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people think this would be a good like. It's not about. So Elon Musk is supposedly being trained by George St. Pierre, who's one of the best to ever do it. I don't understand why anybody thinks that would help Elon Musk learn how to fight. Like fighting, like stand-up, it's more than just somebody teaching you. Like you can't take a stand-up class and walk out being a good stand-up. You have to have a personality. You have to have a good delivery. You have to be able to write jokes. Same thing with fighting. You either know how to fight or you don't. And if you know how to fight, you can get better at it. But if you don't know how to fight, you could have the best trainer in the world. You're not going to know how to fight. You're not going to look cool fighting.
Yeah, you can't have like translucent skin and like be a complete derp.
He looks like he has like clay face Musk. Like if you punched him in the face, his face would just remold itself. Yeah. That being said, I would absolutely pay the $70 to watch. If these two were getting into a cage, two billionaires getting into a cage.
One of them has to die.
To punch, it should be to the death, but to punch each other in the face until one of them submits or gets knocked out, I would pay $70 to see that. I understand why Dana White wants to do this. It would be the biggest selling UFC event in history.
But also, we need to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV.
Or Real Deathmatch. We don't. It doesn't need to be claymation. Put them in the cage.
I loved that show.
Give them weapons.
But I feel like it's such like that show come to life. Like Celebrity Deathmatch. We have Mark Zuckerberg. I feel like if Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV was still around, that would be one of their matches. It would be Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk.
Well, I mean, they've had celebrity boxing before. Have you watched any of those?
Yeah, but it's always like Tanya Harding, and no one cares about that horse girl. No one cares. It's like Tanya Harding and like what's her name, Ronda Rousey, right?
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, oh, okay.
But did you know Kim Kardashian has fought in a boxing match?
Who did she fight? Tamara Frappacella?
Yeah.
Not Tamara Frappacella. What is that? What's a Frappacella? That sounds like a Starbucks summer drink.
Yeah, in 2009, she did. She raised money for the Dream Foundation by boxing.
Oh, she lost her match. Kardashian lost her match to the woman. Claims it's the most pain she's ever been in her whole life. Who else? What other celebrity fights have there been? Idris Elba versus Lionel Graves. Okay. Chad Ochocinco Johnson versus Brian Maxwell. Okay. Donny Osmond versus Danny Bonaducci.
So this is a good example of two people who have probably never thrown a punch before this, and you can't teach them how to fight or take a punch.
No. Ruby Rose versus Yi Sia.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Ruby Rose, I totally forgot, was in the John Wick series, and I'm watching the John Wick tapes. The John Wick
movies.
Not trilogy, it's a quadrilogy now, I guess. So yeah, I forgot Ruby Rose was in it, and I was like, oh yeah, she plays like the mute girl. I'm like, well, okay, that was a good call. Vanilla Ice versus Todd Bridges, yeah. Ricky Gervais versus Grant Bovee.
It looks like
everyone's kicking Danny Bonaducci's ass. Jose Canseco versus Danny Bonaducci. Did everyone just hate this guy? Tanya Harding versus Paula Jones. Yep. Shaquille O'Neal versus Shane Mosley. Black China versus Alicia Megan. Oh, that was who was Alicia?
Fitness model.
Oh, okay. Dustin Diamond. Oh, R.I.P. versus Ron Palillo. China versus Joey Buttafuoco. What? Yeah, it's all this like, oh, Aaron Carter, R.I.P. Everyone's dead. Everyone is dead. Mitt Romney versus Evander Holyfield. What?
I'm telling you, they don't get the publicity they deserve, but there have been some amazing celebrity boxing matches that nobody knows about.
Well, who's going to win? I think Mark Zuckerberg will win.
I mean, we all win.
Do we?
If they're throwing punches at each other, we all win.
But who are you going to root for?
Probably
Facebook?
Zuckerberg. Yeah, I like that. I like Jesse Eisenberg.
You like the actor who played him in the Social Network.
Yeah, I want good things to happen.
I think I'm gonna throw my money on Zuckerberg.
I hope this happens. We're gonna have to do like live bets.
I'm sure we'll stream it here.
Yeah, we could do a live watch.
I bet Elon Musk, if it does happen, I bet Rogan will train him.
Oh, he's gonna definitely be on commentary. I think he's friends with both of them.
Just dude bros, just.
Look at this nerd. Look at Mark Zuckerberg.
I know they're all nerds, all like
dumb
tech nerds, tech nerds with money who think they're hot because they're rich, and yeah, it's just get out of here.
This is so dumb.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I think that concludes this week's episode. I hope you guys have a happy 4th of July. Make sure to be safe, wear sunscreen. We'll be back next week. We will have, I'm sure we'll have a wrap up of the conclusion of The Idol because it'll be over because it's 5 episodes in. And make sure, guys, I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Pretty Boy Revival Serum. I put it on. They're giving you guys a promo code. I love it. It's the best moisture you can have. I honestly stick by this product. I love them. And you will too. Go to prettyboy.com and you will get 15% off your final order using promo code Martindale. It's great for redness. It's great for dryness. It's like you need to hydrate your skin, guys. And it's literally 6-in-1. 2 dabs, put it all over your face, you're good to go. So you're welcome. 15% off your final order. You will be glad you did. I swear by them and will be a loyal customer forever. But yes, have fun, be safe, and we will see you next time on the Just Saying podcast. Take care. Bye.